Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is my very first YouTube video ever. So welcome. So let's get into it, guys. I'm posting this video because back in June I had COVID and I made a video for my Facebook friends, and everyone was very grateful that I posted my story because at the time, no one really knew anyone who had COVID. It was still unknown, and I think it still is very unknown. I mean, no one really knows what's going on with this thing, and everyone's getting completely different symptoms. So I wanted to share my story because I had a relatively mild case of this thing. So let's get into it. I had my first symptom on June 22nd, which was a Monday. I woke up and I had a little bit of a scratchy throat. And as soon as I woke up, I wanted to go back to sleep. I was so tired. Honestly, I never felt that tired in my life. I was just completely beat. So I pretty much just laid in bed the whole day. And one of my major symptoms too was a massive headache. It was like a headache in the front of my head, and it didn't go away for 5 days. I didn't take any ibuprofen or anything for it because I was hearing that ibuprofen makes it worse. So I just stayed away from everything and just tried to drink a ton of water. So by Tuesday, I felt exactly the same: extreme fatigue, massive headache, and something that you don't hear on the news is eye pain. I had a lot of eye pain. It was like behind my eyes, just looking at my phone or watching TV, my eyes felt super strained and I just wanted to keep them closed. So that was interesting because that was something that I had never heard before, that I was experiencing. And guys, let me tell you, my eye pain and headache and the fatigue lasted nonstop for 7 days. That Tuesday evening, I was taking my temperature about every 30 minutes just to see, because I didn't have any body aches or anything. So I was checking my temperature just to see if it was fluctuating, and that evening it did go up to 99.9, but it was really strange because 15 minutes later it was 98.6 and totally normal. So it fluctuated, and it fluctuated really quick. Wednesday, I was still feeling the same, so I thought about getting a test, but at that point, I didn't have a cough or anything, so I didn't really think that I had it. Don't get me wrong, I was still quarantined. I stayed inside as soon as my first symptom, but I was questioning if I even had the coronavirus because I didn't have the cough. And you hear on the news, oh, the cough, the cough, the cough. Well, I didn't have the cough. So on Thursday when I woke up, I still felt like crap. So tired. I couldn't believe I was still tired because all I was doing was sleeping. I finally found a place that would test me, and I got in that night. And let me tell you guys, the little nasal swab looks terrifying, but it's really not that bad. It tickles a little bit, but it's not that bad. So I wouldn't be scared of it. I know a lot of people are. My temperature at that point was still bouncing around between normal, and at this point, the highest it was 99.4. So it really wasn't too concerning. The next day, on Friday, I woke up. I still felt the same: fatigue, headache, eye pain. And Friday, I had absolutely complete loss of my smell and taste. So that really sucked. That was probably the worst part. By the weekend, I started to feel better. I woke up and I'm like, okay, I have a little more energy today. And then it would just hit me like a ton of bricks or like a freight train. I would just have to go lay down because I was so tired I couldn't even stay awake. And that just kept going for the next few days, like a roller coaster. I would get tired. I would feel like I'm getting better, but then I would get tired and the headache would come back, the headache would go. So it was a roller coaster. And, you know, at that time, I still didn't know if I had the virus because my test results weren't back, and the psychological effects of this were insane, you guys. I'm sure if you haven't had the virus, you're still worrying and panicking about getting the virus. So the psychological effects before you get it, the fear of getting it, and then when you actually get it, that's a whole nother ballpark. When you actually get it, you're just waiting and waiting for it to get worse and for something to happen. And during this time that I was questioning if I had it or not, I had a friend who had tested positive. He was able to get a rapid test, and his symptoms were almost identical to mine. He didn't lose his smell or taste, but his symptoms were pretty similar. So I was just thinking, okay, well, if he has it and he's feeling like this, then I probably do have it. So by the time I finally got my test results a week later, that following Wednesday, that was the first day I was actually feeling more like myself. I woke up and the first thing I got was the call, and they said I was positive, and I knew, I thought I knew, but I just doubted it because I didn't have the symptoms of a cough and a fever. I didn't have any flu-like symptoms. I didn't have the chills or night sweats or anything like that. It almost felt like I just had a hangover. That's all it felt like, was a massive hangover. So after I got my test results, I stayed quarantined for my full 14 days. Even though I was feeling better, I stayed in. I remember after about a week, I got my first hint of a smell. I was sauteing onions, and I remember I was trying so hard to smell everything I possibly could, and I got the tiniest hint of onions, and I was so happy about it because at that time they said they don't know if your smell and taste is going to return, and that was terrifying. Who wants to lose their smell and taste? I love to eat. Come on. So I finally realized my smell was coming back, but that took a really long time to fully come back. So I had the virus in June. It's now the end of August. It probably took me a full 4 to 5 weeks for it to fully return. And that wasn't fun. That was probably my least favorite part, is not being able to smell and taste for that long. If you guys lost your smell and taste, or if you currently don't have it, when it comes back or when it came back, let me know in the comments below if you guys taste things a little differently now. I feel like I do taste things a little differently. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, but things taste a little different. So anyways, guys, I feel really lucky that I got the virus. So mild compared to a lot of people, but let me tell you, the psychological effects before and during this thing were no fun. Like, it was draining. It was exhausting having this virus. It was draining. The mental aspect of this was draining too. So I know a lot of people were asking me too from my last video what I did, what I think helped me have a mild case. I don't know. You know, some people say like the viral load that you get, but I don't know. One thing I do stand by is taking vitamin D, because most people are deficient in vitamin D, and that's something that I have taken every day. So I think if you're not taking that, definitely take it. Anything to help your immune system. Keep drinking lots of water, wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize, stay 6 feet away, and stay healthy, guys. We're all in this together. I started this channel out of boredom in quarantine, and I hope you like and subscribe and follow me on my new YouTube journey. Thank you for watching, and I really hope this video helped someone, just one person, because I know when I had the virus, I watched a lot of YouTube videos because I didn't know anyone else who had the virus, and it was very comforting. So like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time. Later.